Hey everybody, welcome to BP. Thanks for looking at this channel. Welcome to this collision debrief, which I was privy to yesterday. I arrived a couple of seconds after the accident occurred. And this is about learning from the accident. This is about learning from the accident. The accident was in the UK, so we drive on the left-hand side of the road. Not the right-hand side of the road, we drive on the left, which is pertinent to this particular accident. Let's have a look at the pictures that I took at the accident. So let's take it from there. Let's go to picture number 1. Okay, what we can see here, picture number 1, is a motorcycle on its side. A blue vehicle, it's an Audi, that's been damaged, and we can see the rider in the road. This particular stretch of road has a 30 miles per hour limit on the road. You can see that the rider, the bike and the car are all very close to each other. So that tells me that the actual collision speed was pretty slow. It wasn't a fast speed accident. You'll also notice that this particular motorbike was travelling along the direction of this road heading towards that blind left-hand bend. And you'll also notice a solid white line on the left for the left-hand side of the road users. That means that those that are driving on the left in this photo cannot overtake. But it would appear, and based having spoken to witnesses, that this particular motorcyclist went onto the right-hand side of the road and was overtaking vehicles. The blue car was obviously coming down the opposite direction on the right-hand side of the road, and the two vehicles, the motorcycle and the car, have collided. If you look at the damage on the car, you can see that it's the lower part of the offside of the bumper at the front, or the fender if you're over in America. So it looks like when the motorcycle hit the car, the motorcycle was probably already on its side, and the motorcyclist had already ejected himself away from the bike, as he probably knew he was going to hit the vehicle. Okay? Now, I'm not casting blame here, I'm trying to learn from this. So the motorcyclist was on the right-hand side of the road, so he'd crossed the solid white line, which tells the drivers not to overtake. So this guy's overtaking, and he's then met the blue oncoming car, realised what's happening, knows he's going to hit the car. He's slid the bike down onto its side, of which the car then hit the motorcycle whilst probably on its side, and the driver of that blue car did state that he thought that he'd driven over the car. However, if you look behind the wheel, the front wheel of that car, there is no damage beyond the front wheel. So I'm not sure if he rode over it that much. He may have just rode over the front wheel of the motorcycle. Let's just have a look at a few more photographs. This is photograph number 2. Photograph number 3 showing the bike on its side. Notice the scratches on the road. They're not particularly far, it's about 8 foot long. So the bike hasn't gone far. Yeah? Okay, so let's have a look at this photograph. I've put some markers on here. So you can see the green ring just below the number 1, it looks like that's where the car and the car and the motorcycle came together, and then the motorcycle has been pushed backwards by some 8 feet, shown by the scratches on the ground, highlighted with the yellow markers and number 2s at each point. Yeah, so the bike has moved back some 8 foot in the opposing direction to which it was travelling. So that tells me that maybe the car was going slightly faster than the bike when they collided, and the energy from the car pushed the bike in the opposite direction, probably at a very slow pace. I would probably suggest maybe 10 or 15 mile an hour at that point. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any further damage to the car other than that front quarter, and it's at the bottom of the front quarter as well. It's not over the bonnet where the motorcyclist has gone over the bonnet or anything like that. So it does look like he's ejected himself. The lessons learned here is, if you see a solid white line, don't overtake. It's there for a reason. It is there for a reason, yeah? And if that was the collision point where number 1 is, with the green circle, then there's a good, this is right in the middle of the opposing carriageway. So there's some lessons learned here. Take notice of what is on the road. It tells you what you should and what you shouldn't do from a safety perspective. Yeah? And one of the sad parts about this is, a really sad part about this is, the guy that's come off the bike collected the bike that morning. He collected it from the dealership that morning, and he came out and he was obviously a bit overexcited with his motorbike, his new motorbike. I know it's a Bonneville, yeah, and it's not a brand new Bonneville, but it was new to him, yeah. So he was obviously a bit excited and decided to go for it and overtake a couple of cars, and that was his bad judgment, and ultimately has paid the price with an accident. So always ride safely. There are reasons why there are markings on the roads telling us what we should not be doing. Yeah. Hopefully you've learned something here, and I am no collision investigator. I would have, I come from I've got a bit of an aviation background, and I would have liked to have been an air accident investigator, but that's another story. But just take your time on the road. Don't get overexcited if you go and collect your brand new bike. Yes? Take your time. Take it easy. Don't do anything silly. Always ride safely. Shiny side up. Hope you found this useful. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. It really does matter. Give me your thoughts below in the comments, and I'll respond to all. Thanks very much. See you very soon. Ride safely and be kind to everyone. You never know what their story is. See you soon. Bye bye.